Friends, this is the Sizzler tape. This is the little intro video I sent to Clay Walker, and we played it at the concert on the big screen. Megatron.
He gets up in the morning, about the break of day. He jumps into his pickup, he heads out on his way. Well, he's got one old crummy,
spiritually and mentally ready to go, but having a body that's holding you back, that's frustrating. I've lived that world.
I need you to like you, because you can't like nobody if you don't like yourself. We know that to be true. That is a thing of beauty. That's what I'm talking about.
Hi friends, good morning. How are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to Buck and Billy Ray's YouTube channel and tree service.
And they said, you're better to be really good at one thing than just okay.
Walks away in confidence, cause he knows his wood's the best. He knows his wood's the best. He knows his wood's the best. Yeah, yeah, alright.
I know you guys are probably thinking, now what's that got to do with country music? Well, it has a lot to do with it, you know.
Good morning, friends. Yes, indeed, we have a Christmas tree behind us, and I feel so cozy. And at this time of year, friends, there's not a lot of cutting going on. People they're just not thinking about it, unless it's a hazard tree or, you know what I mean? It's time to relax a bit. Get the hot chocolate out. Go easy on the shortbread, friends. I'm just here to tell you. We get gifts given to us. Everybody gets gifts given to them at this time of year. Whether it's my wife's, massage therapist. Everybody's cooking things for you and giving you things. And a man's got to be careful. He doesn't want to, a man, a woman, child. We all got to be careful. We don't want to dig this hole where the midsection starts to grow and you start to bloat and you start to have this big Christmas gluttony thing kicking in. Doesn't have to happen, because I don't know if you're like me, but packing extra weight around, it's not necessary, but at the same time, there's no point in depriving yourself of treats. I'm a believer. Friends, I'll tell you, I remember the time when I was smashed. Most of you know, in 06, I got hammered badly. Biggest hit I've ever took in my life. Almost killed me, actually. It actually almost killed me. So, but I remember, friends, downstairs. Let me put this here for a second. But I want you guys to see my Christmas tree behind you, because that's a nice back view, isn't it? Isn't that nice? Oh, come on. It's Christmas. So, what I was going to say is I remember when I got off my walker after getting smashed, and I was able to, or when I got on the walker, actually is what I mean. I got out of bed and on my walker, and I was able to use my walker. And I remember saying to my wife, because she had to kind of nurse me along and feed me and bring me back to health. And I remember saying to her, honey, I can't have any extra weight on my body. So what I would like to do is have smaller portions of food, but graze through the day. So I remember what happened. I ended up turning into a grazer from the accident. It led me on a path of, it was a major life-changing experience for me, that accident. So I started to look at more what goes into my body. Let's turn this light down like that a bit. And instead of overfeeding, I would eat more often, smaller portions. Eat, burn it off. Eat, burn it off. Eat, burn it off. And I found that for me to be an incredible discovery of grazing, of a way of living and eating, not having big portions and being loaded down. And then that, so my thought process behind it, friends, believe it or not, this is what it was. It was, I need the energy to heal, not digest food. You see what I'm saying? So I needed the energy in my body, in the whatever. That's another story when I look up. That I'll tell you about that one day too. I needed the energy to heal my injuries, not digest food. It takes a lot of energy and work for your body to digest and break down food. So I changed my whole world and I became a grazer. And it was a huge epiphany for me. And I find even to this day that that is the best thing for me, for my lifestyle, is to graze. Hungry? Eat. Eat something. But don't overeat. Push the plate away at the Christmas dinner sooner than later. Graze. So that's just for me. And but friends, the job that Hogan and I and Ian were on is not done on the channel. There's more stuff I want to show you and share with you on that job. Thank goodness we had that job, because it was a bigger job and there was some stuff I wanted to talk about on that. Muffler-wise, filing, grinding, sharpening is what I'm talking about. So let's dive into a little bucking scenario that Ian lays a stem down, and it's a good size stem, friends. It's, you know, it's one of the bigger stems on the claim, on the job. And it was probably, I don't know, 15 feet away from, remember where we had all the firewood? There in that one section, we were trying to keep all the firewood because we had the stems in that space as we moved closer to the property beside us. So you'll see what I do here. I just want to share this little thing. It's just called Buck Smart. Okay, it's just having the foresight. We all want to jump into a power saw. My dad, man, when my dad's out working with us, he just wants to pull on a rope and start bucking. Dig the dogs in and start bucking no matter where it's at. It hits the floor, he's on it. He's like that. Hey, Pops, how are you? I love you, buddy. Merry Christmas, Dad. I know he's watching. But he does. He wants to buck. And sometimes I have to say, hey, Pops, hold on. You know, let's do this smart. So take the opportunity with young folks or anybody who's eager to jump in to stop them on site and just say, hey, I want to do this so that we don't have to do this after we do that. And what I mean by that is if we buck this log right where it's at, we're going to have to, it's either going to be in our way and we leave it, or we think smart before we buck it. So that's what I do here. Ian lays the stem down and I say, hey, let's buck it, let's buck it three quarters of the way through, all the way down the log. And I throw a little bunker log out so that we can actually roll it about 15 feet, friends. And it lays right in. And we're talking a big log like the Egyptians would do, right? Chica, what are you doing? Come here, Cheeks. No, she knows I got the phone. She just doesn't do it. Honey, would you say good morning to all your new fans, please? Isn't it nice to see my wife, friends? A smiley face. There was so many nice comments about my wife. That means a lot to me, friends, and to her. We have been together a long, long time. She has seen me at my utmost worst. She has seen me wretched. Can you picture me wretched, friends? I'm serious. She has seen me wretched. Like, not good. In the depths of my cups. Yeah. Hey, babe.
What does that say about me?
What do you mean?
Oh, that's funny because here I still am.
And here, that's what she just said. She goes, what does that say about me? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I'm still here. Uh-huh. Says a lot about you. Says a lot about you, honey. Kurt Walsh from the bass player for, I'm actually just doing a vid, babe. Kurt, I see you just text me back. Kurt, buddy, I gotta tell you this, and you may never see this, Kurt, old boy, but Kurt and Kenny, the rhythm section, what a supportive man you are. I see you returned my my text. I just wanted to. I was so nervous, buddy, when I came there, and to even jump on Kenny's drums. When you guys were doing your thing and doing sound checks, I was just so nervous. I didn't want to, you know, even step on anybody's toes or. Okay, you kick me around. I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna. Real nice.
You ain't electric yet.
And Kenny's like, smash the heck out of him, bucking. So just when we were in our little kind of warm up and stuff, you were just so supportive, brother. You were just like getting ready to groove with me and giving me love and giving me something to work with. And that's the sign of a darn tootin' good musician, Kurt. And thank you for that. And I look back at some footage and I was like, damn, that guy, he knows his business. So I'm going to read your text in a little bit. So again, friends, let's get into the cutting here. But I just want to hang out with you guys. It's Christmas time, and it's time to share and love and give and just be as most happy as we can make ourselves, because it is our choice. So let's get into the video. Again, to the Clay Walker team, Gabriel, Lorenzo, Kenny, Kurt. That's mainly who I spent the time with the rhythm section, obviously being a rhythm man. But the whole team of the Kurt Clay Walker team, thank you again. Let's cut some logs, for crying out loud. Let's cut some freaking logs. All right, friends, little synopsis of what's going on here. We got logs laid out in front. You see it on every freaking tree video in the world. You got logs out there so that when we fall it just goes across the logs and it's up in the air, so that you can bucket and it doesn't pound out the ground. But it does pound out the ground underneath what you hit. So it's a 6 and 6 ordeal. Excuse me. So, but this log gets felled out that way. I'm just making right now I'm prepping for the next move. Okay? I'm just that dude. That's how I think. And it comes from being in the bush and learning about who's next, who gets to touch the wood next. As a faller, you want to lay your wood out in order so that when the hoe chuck comes in, or the skidder, or the high lead, whoever's going to grab it next, who's going to be looking at your work? You understand, friends? Who's going to see your work? And whoever's going to see your work is going to say either nice job or this guy did a crap job. I talk about this steady on the channel. It's your name. Your stump is your name. Your work is your name. How you communicate, every single thing you do, you're being judged, and don't think you're not. So just be aware of that. So friends, I'm going to voice over this too for those who are wondering. Ian's almost all cut up. He's take a peek, see where he's checking his wood, right? Nip, nip. He's got a stem, so he's got no foliage. See, takes another peek, gets it all cut up. Another little slip. Cuts a little wood there. He knows he's cut up. Let's watch what he does here, okay? So this takes him longer, but he knows he can't cut his wood off. There's no rope in it. He's banging the stem over. There's no foliage to pull it over. None. Watch what he does here. Bang, 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 bang. If you're cutting a stem, it has to be cut right up to a sliver or it won't go anywhere. So he's moved that stem now probably 3 feet. Easily 3 feet and still not going. Thinks he's there. He's not quite. See? So now he doubles up. I would reckon he would double up. Yeah, he's going to grab a wedge. So don't cut. Don't cut. You make a stump and coerce the tree over, whether it's a rope or a wedge. It'll wipe out something. See, he's got 2 wedges here now. He's chosen to bang over the stem. Like I said, there's no foliage. If there was one big limb up there, it would probably pull it over, but there isn't. So, see how much? I think I go in and show you this the Holden wood.
There we go. See the stump? Get in there and block this right now.
Okay, so what's going through my mind right now is what's going to happen if we just start bucking that log right there. It's just going to sit there all out in the middle of our setting, running around. You got all those trees at the back there still, all those ribbon ones to actually deal with, like rigging still, and tops and foliage and running. So I go over and talk to Ian and I tell him, hey, let's do this and let's get smart here. And he's like, let's do it. So here we go. Check this out. I just finished prepping it in the middle of the log there where the fulcrum is. Watch. Okay, friends, so I'm going to put that little hand there with the pointing. Watch as I buck. It's already dropped, but watch what happens at the bottom right hand of the screen there as that drops. I'll leave that little thing there. Each one I buck, see it? It's dropping down lower and lower and lower. Watch what happens.
So you saw what I did there, right, friends? That log was out in the middle of the setting, and yeah, we could have just plucked it right there, but now you've got firewood 12 feet back out in the middle of the yard. It flopped right over into the firewood pile, just like the Egyptian. I'm always thinking, it's just what I do. We got Ian on another stump here. He's doing conventional. He's got a reason for it. He needs purchase. That's his reason. See, he threw the line up in there off that stump. You're always thinking about the next step. I'll give Hogan a hand on this one. So this is a stock chain, friends. It's bone stock. What's the plan? Okay.
Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town. Rudolph. Friends, I wanted to just share that scenario. We all, not all of us, but some of us on the channel get into these scenarios a lot of the times. And I guess my point is don't run in. Just think smart, look ahead. You're not in a hurry, because 9 times out of 10 when you're in a hurry, something happens that actually now it took you longer to get where you were going if you just had stopped, thought about it, maybe did a little move or two here to create the process for you to be more enjoyable and a safer working pace and environment. So that's just my brain. I wasn't like that off the hop, friends. Just straight goods. I was not like that off the hop. All I wanted to do was run saw. Pull a cord and pull on the trigger. That's what I wanted to do. Sharp saw, just, you know what I mean? The sawman, ready to go. But as time went by, you slow down. There's an old joke about that, about the 2 bulls up on the hill there. I think you know what I might be talking about there. Something along them lines. The old bull and the young bull. Anyways, friends, I love yous all. I've got some more stuff to share. I'm building content daily just about my life and what's happening. And as you know, friends, I do have to say this. I do have to say this. I don't have to, but I would like to. Thank you to my true blues that have been here since I opened up the channel, or shortly after, and watched me go from up in my attic working on vintage drums, because my mind frame was, I'm not going to share falling and tree work with the world. I'm not going to do that. That was my mind, because of, we're certified here. We have to be certified to fall timber. So I was hesitant to show any stuff. Truthfully, friends, I'm being honest. It wasn't in my forefront to bring falling timber and to show people. So that's why in the beginning, if you'll remember, I just cut. When I started showing my falling and tree working at, more the falling, more the logging, not the, making stumps, stuff like that. I get questions about what's this and what's that and why do you do this and why do you do that and can you show us a Dutchman? No, I can't, because I don't. I can. I can show you those things, but for starters, a it they're not needed, friends. They're not needed. You don't need a Dutchman. We use them in the bush sometimes to do a little trickery now and again, but it is fleeting, friends. It's fleeting when you need to do something like that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, friends, but an undercut and sure little cutting techniques help. Like, I'm a big advocate of the Swanson. Big advocate of the Swanson. Ian uses them all the time. The boy uses them now. Most fallers use them on a side hill. Climbers use them for getting that buttress to slip away and to fall away. Huge advocate of that. I'm an advocate of the wide chunk in the undercut. You know, when you take that top plate off and create instead of a sliver like that, you create a notch so it's just really folder. I call it the folder. So anyway, thank you for being here. Undercut and back cut. Don't get yourself in trouble. I'm talking to the people that ask me these questions all the time about this. I don't show Dutchman. I have shown a Dutchman years ago in some alders, and there was a whole bunch of people asking me. I don't know where they'd seen on the internet, but they'd seen somewhere a Dutchman, and they asked me, and I said, well, I can show you what it is and what it does to the tree. It actually, it's not good. That's why you see me in there cleaning up. If you're going to use a Dutchman, I have used them, and they have helped. I have swung trees on fence lines, friends. Like on fence lines, alder trees, hardwood alder trees. I have made them go like this, and then they hit the Dutchman, and they go bing, and fly right over. People have actually done them by mistake, and their stumps would go this, and then they go kunk and fall over there, and they go, what happened? Well, go look at your stump. It'll explain to you why it did that. There's probably a plate of wood, and your undercut's probably dirty or not wide enough, right? Or humble, right? So, friends, open up your undercuts. Every situation's different. Every tree's different. I can honestly look you clean straight in the face and say I've never done a Sizwell or a Sizwill or Sizwell. I've never done it. Probably never will. Don't see an application for it. Dutchmans I have used. Absolutely I have. Of course I have. What's that tongue and groove thing? It's like making a chair or something. Fun. Neat. Haven't used it. Haven't used triple hinge. Haven't used all these other things you see. I've used undercuts and back cuts. And a Dutchman. And a notch cut. Keep things simple. The more complicated you get, especially when you don't need it, we're all going to do what we're going to do. If you want to learn things like that, to say that you did a Dutchman, hey, neat, I did a Dutchman, then go do it. Go do it. So, anyway, the reason I kind of ended like this is because I get this stuff steady, friends. It's because the internet is such a big, big place, and there's so many tree guys and wannabe tree guys and fallers and wannabe fallers, and it's a big genre. It's a big, big genre. That's my cue. Over and out, friends. Love yous. Enjoy. I wanted to share that little bucking scenario with you. Say, say hi to Ian. Say hi to Hogan. And look for someone to give a hand to out on your journey. You know you're out Christmas shopping, fellas. You know you are. Keep your eyes open for people you can help. If somebody drops something, be the first guy to grab it. Hold the doors. Freaking get that tunnel vision opened up. Get the peripheral working for you. Let's help each other out. Let's keep an eye out for one another. All right. Work hard, be honest, and be freaking kind. See you on the next one.